What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And of course, tonight, all my ICP renegades. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel because I will be doing at least 3 ICP price prediction or price topic videos per week and one ecosystem video per week. There might be 1 or 2 weeks out of the month that I might do 2 ecosystem videos and 2 price videos, but mainly it's going to be 3 in 1. So, I just want to ask you guys if you could do me a huge favor and go over and follow me on Twitter because I am really trying to learn a little bit better on how to interact with Twitter because before I didn't realize it was a platform to just quickly get your thoughts out there and quickly get, people to interact. And I was using it as more of a long, winded platform. And that's what YouTube's for. So I'm trying to get my Twitter a little better. So if you can go follow me, Bitcoin Renegade with a 3, it's at Bitcoin Renegade with a 3, or it's Bitcoin Renegade.icp. So, because I wanted to show love for the internet computer, I am actually looking to see if maybe I can't put my website on ICP as well. And so that's what I'm thinking. Like, what can I, use the internet computer to bring value to me? Because in a few years, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And this episode is going to be about what the price in 2025 could be with ICP. And then we're going to actually look at the price and make a little prediction today and where things have been going. I might just do some pop-up price videos as well. So besides our scheduled 3, I don't mind doing, a pop-up price video here and there, and that won't count for my 3. If I see a nice price movement coming or it's happening, I will make an emergency ICP price videos. I think that would be very valuable to the community and all of you guys who are holding ICP or considering it. Again, this is not financial advice. Anything I tell you or in the comments or anything all across social media, it's not financial advice. It is, if you ask me a question, I can give you an answer just based on the general scenario, not on you in particular, because everybody has a different situation. And, you have financial advisors for that. What we do as crypto influencers, we show you crypto, we talk about them, we do our research, we show you the projects, and then it's up to you to make that decision on if it's the right fit for you. And not everybody is, but the world is moving towards that. And so that's why I think around 2024, when the next halving happens, is going to be massive. And that's why I'm thinking ICP in 2025, that is, anywhere between 2024 and May, when the halving happens, all the way to 18 months later, that area is historically when we go in our big bull market. And now the bull markets last longer, even if they are going to last, 2 years. We might not even see a 2-year long bear market. We might actually see bull and bear markets all the way until the next halving. And if that happens, that means that we have change from the cycle. And that means that going forward, all crypto is going to be more demanded, and the supply is going to be so far down that every crypto right now is going to grow in market cap. And so that is what we have to take into consideration when we think about 2025, is what that market cap could be, how many total crypto are out there. And we're going to go in and look at the staking feature and see how many neurons are going to open up right around 2024, 2025. So there was a question asked on Six Figs channel about, should I be staking my ICP for 8 years? Well, the short answer is yes and no. Okay, so it all depends on your situation, right? But the major factor is, yes, the longer you stake, the more risk that you have that anything in the world can happen. Most likely the blockchain isn't going to disappear, but anything in the world can happen, right? Regulation, anything. I don't think it will. I'm in this for the long term, but risk, right? The longer you invest, the more risk it is. That's just the way it is. Internet computer is a good one to bet on for that long term, but I myself don't feel comfortable locking all my ICP up for 8 years. Not that I don't think it'll be around in 8 years. I feel comfortable with that. What I don't feel comfortable is missing the next bull market. And I know a lot of you don't want to do that either. And you want to be a part of the next bull run because, that's fun. I mean, I had the most fun this bull run, and now bear run is all about collecting, accumulating, back in that accumulating mindset. So what we need to take into consideration when knowing what the price could be in that time. So you look at what we pumped to in the beginning, and then what we pumped when we had a bull run after ICP had already peaked. So what we can also go look at is the price of ICP in November, because that is going to correlate. That's after Genesis. It isn't really that fair in the scheme of things because it's so new and it didn't even have trading ICP with smart contracts yet. You couldn't put the ICP in the canister smart contract yet. So there is so much more value that is brought to the blockchain. All of these, projects building on there. And so there is, no way that I can see, and this is just going to be my opinion before we actually go into a lot of the reasons. I think that we're at least sit at 200 in 2025, $200. And that is just the normal, 220 back down to 180, 200, something like that. It sits right around that area. And that's what I'm thinking. Now we're going to go in and see if that can be possible. Is it possible to actually be at 200 in the next bull run? Well, I mean, Solana went way high, Ethereum, and you have to look at the projects that are similar to the project that we are talking about, right? Ethereum, Solana's, but it does it better, cheaper. Now, gas fees, Solana, I think maybe equals ICP, but when it comes to storing data, when it comes to NFTs, all of that kind of stuff, then it's a toss up, right? So the data is no toss up, it's straight up ICP. And then the integration, it just has so much to offer. And I'm going to open myself up to Solana more. Don't ever think that I'm talking bad about Solana because it's one of the best projects out there. So let's go in and look at a few things, okay? I want to first, let's go and look at the price back in November of ICP. And then we got to kind of, judge off of that. And then we're also going to talk about the price right now, too, and see if there's a movement because we did have, this breakdown right here, but Bitcoin went down as well. So let's go into Trading View and then let's kind of go zoom out into November. I guess it's already zoomed out a lot, but I'm going to put USD though, because, okay, now I'm way too zoomed out. Okay, whoa, right here, November 10th. Okay, so November, hold on, November. So right around $50, 49, $50. From 45 to 50, right around there. So, 54 right there. So 54, 57. Yeah. So it went up to 57 on the 9th of November. So that is, the high after the big sell off, though. So I would say that it could at least, if not more than that. And that's how I get around my $200 price that I'm, predicting for 2025. Because when we have the bull run, let's go look at a different different crypto that kind of is the same type of idea that Internet Computer is, right? We always compare it to Solana. Okay, now let's go and look and see. I'm actually going to look at Ethereum because Solana doesn't go that far back, and I'm also going to do USD here too. Okay, so November 20. Yeah, so this is better. This shows you if, it didn't just come down from a massive spike pump. That's the whole point of this. And it's a lot similar layer one project that basically does every single thing, ICP does, or Solana does, ICP does, and even more. So I would go look, okay, November, let's go back over here. November, let's just look at the high right around the 7th or 8th. Let's see. Okay, that thing's in my way. Okay. So we're looking at 248. It looks like, yeah. So 248. And what is it at now? 50. So if you just think about that, if it's the same scenario, 48, that's 5x the amount that it is right now. So let's 5x the amount of ICP. That would be 35, like $40. Because yeah, like almost $40. Not quite. So that is just from where we're at right now compared to that. But if you actually go to the other side where it was before the pump, then it's a bigger climb to the top. It's like more than 10x. So then now you're talking about 70 or more. And then with the next pump, we're at least going to see 100. Yeah, it's going to be between $100 and $200 in 2025. That is my educated, predicted guess. If you would have asked me in 2020 what Bitcoin was going to be, I said somewhere around 60K, and it went to 69, 70K. So I'm pretty good at judging the long-term price moves of crypto. Now, short-term price moves are a lot harder to judge because the patterns are more infrequent or more frequent. So it's harder to judge the smaller terms. So now if you just compare it to that, now let's go look at Ethereum and we can kind of see how it went. See, you got to look at other cryptos in order to really understand where a project could head, right? So Ethereum, $2,000. Now this is going to be an amazing point to make, especially when ICP enters into the top 10, which I think it will after the integration with all of the other cryptos with Meta Glue, and it is going to definitely be in the eyes of everybody then. So now if we go and we apply the same thing back, okay, 4,800, right? Well, let's go before here. Okay, let's go back in 2020. Okay, so if we think about it, 5 years. Okay, so that would make ICP 4 years old in 2025. So 4 years old, Ethereum. So that'd be 2020. And so in 2020, it was $500. So now if we go back and look at the original price, which it's probably going to have a massive spike back here somewhere or something. This is the 2017 bull run, went to 14. Okay. But we want to look all the way back to 2016. Okay, this is the farthest back it goes. So that says 300. So that's more than 10x. From 300 all the way to the very top is like 15x, 16x. So if you go by that math, 16x, so 20x would be 140 minus 28, so $112. It would so that is just showing you with this type of blockchain, with this, compatibility, smart contracts, dApps, layer one, all of the amazing things that it has, and plus the new stuff, the Bitcoin integration, their roadmap that we just showed you on yesterday's video when we did Solana versus ICP. You're going to want to check out that video because ICP just has so much going for it. So that is what I think in 2025. What do you guys think? What's up, Danny? And Vanish. What's up, my peeps? Smash up that like button, guys. We need to get that up to like at least 20. I'd like to see it up to 30 today, but I'll settle for 20. So that means if everybody who hears my voice hits that like button, follows me on Twitter, or does any of those things, then I will do a gigantic backflip right now. But now let's go in and look at the short-term price now. So actually, before we do that, I do want to go look at the neuron because that is that is something that we need to take into consideration. How many ICP are going to be unstaked by 2025 as well? So neuron, uh, no, I don't want the neuron calculator. Oh, I'll just go to Definity. And then from Definity, you just go to IC dashboard. Here we go. Sometimes I forget how to get there, but then I go back and I find my way. And what I want to show you is down. Okay, it's not there. It's over here. Neurons. So this is what I wanted to show you and look at. So we want to know all of the ICP that's going to be gone in the next 4 years. So let's get rid of the 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 years. So is that telling us? Nope. But 55.8% of the total supply is staked right now. So I'm going to look at this and see in the next 4 years. Let's see, 2022. Okay, and this is all the way up till today. This is right now. So if you look, 28 and 27, that's 55, 105, 130, 145. So 145 million of them, it looks like. Yeah, 145 million will be unstaked by then. That's half of the supply, but there's going to be more buying the ICP. And a lot of those people like me, I was staking for 0 to 6 months at first, and now I'm moving to 1 to 2 years. I might actually lock some for 8 years, a smaller amount, like maybe 5 or so, or 10. Because imagine what if you did like 1,000 for 4 years or 3 or however long till the next bull run, and then you're able to get 2,000 and then for 4 more, and then already have a bunch staked for 8 years. So you could do a bunch of different time frames because you can have as many neurons, I believe, as you want. I'm not sure if there's a limit, but you could have as many as you need. Let's just put it that way. And so if you're kind of messing around at first, you'll probably start here. Just to research it and see how it works. And I would only do it with like one ICP, get the hang of it. And if you're already an expert, then look at the longer time frames. But I'm not telling you this is financial advice or what to do. This is what I would do because I am looking at 2025, right? Somewhere between 2024 and 2025, there is going to be, well, in 2024, there's going to be a halving. So somewhere in that range, 18 months later, it always happens, and now even sooner, there's going to be a massive, massive bull run. And it is cyclical. It's happened every time. And even if we've changed, that means there's more bull runs. So crypto is here to stay. It's being adopted by many countries. It is going to basically replace all of the bad money in the world, which means money that you need at least, like 5 million of to buy a cup of coffee, 5 million pieces of whatever money it is. That's too many for one cup of coffee. And that is going to be replaced with crypto. One of these cryptos is going to be the crypto of the world. Now, if ICP becomes the crypto of the world, then it's going to be worth probably somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 a piece, depending on the total supply, how many are burnt, how many cycles, how many developers build on there, how much of it's staked, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of interesting things that I am really looking forward to in the future of ICP, as well as seeing how much we can actually see as staked, because more than half of the supply is already staked. So that tells you that you don't really have to worry about 55.8% of the total supply being sold. Now look how much is for 8 years. There is 114,210,607 ICP in the 8-year gang. 7 to 8 years has over 3 million. 6 to 7 years, 631,000. 5 to 6 years is 195,000. Then you get to the bigger numbers, like 4 to 5 years is 3 million. 3 to 4 years, 13. 2 to 3 years is 25 million. 1 to 2 years is 47 million. 6 to 12 months is 29 million. That is basically the reason that you're seeing the 0 to 6 months and the 1 to 2 years grow like that, from 0 to 6 and 6 to 12, and it grows a lot at the 1 to 2 year, because a lot of the people that were doing for 0 to 6 and 6 to 12 are like, hey, I want to wait, at least a couple of years. So everybody that tries it out most likely is going to end up moving to the bigger time frames, because of just how easy it is to vote, how you can delegate someone to vote for you, and just so many of the awesome things. And then you want to catch those price movements too during those halving periods. So we are in this to make money, yes. We're in this for the project, but we need to make money. That's why people buy crypto, to make money. So the smart thing would be to give your chance, your big money a chance to realize itself. But if you really want to take full advantage, 8 years is the way to go. Then you don't have to worry about restaking, all that stuff. You just set it and forget it. And then 8 years, you might be able to buy the house of your dreams or whatever you wanted to buy with your money, right? So that being said, let's move to a short-term price prediction so that we can understand exactly. Well, I mean, we're gonna see if we can see anything. I'm not gonna guarantee I have anything for you, right? Because it's a chart and I can only go off of what I see, but hopefully there's something here. Wow, my chart is all wonky because I zoomed way, way, way. Okay. Okay. Now let's actually zoom out just a little bit there. All right. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Um, Definite, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know. We might have a pump soon, but this isn't guaranteed, and I don't want to get your hopes up. But I am seeing a nice falling wedge right here. I've heard six figs talking about a falling wedge, and I see a clear falling wedge right here. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. There's definitely not an inverse head and shoulders on the daily right there. Not yet, but maybe we can go to the smaller time frames and see something. I like that because it could possibly either go to the top of the wedge, or sometimes it'll do the space in between the top and the bottom right here, however long that is. So, but I do want to get some EMAs out here before we do move on to the smaller time frames. Let's really get into this. 836. Okay, we just had a pump up and then came down, so we're probably going to be below a few of these, most of the moving averages. Yeah. So the 21 is at $10, and this is my short term price prediction. If we have another pump, I say we're gonna probably go up and touch around the $10 mark, which is, yeah, it's gonna be this resistance right here at the 21. So the EMA 9 is of course our first level of resistance and this falling wedge that we have. But I could see a nice breakout and test all the way up to this $10 range. And that's what I'd like to see, at least go up and test it. Even if we don't break out, it would be nice to, have that momentum. But we'd have to see some more volume coming in. The volume has dwindled down a little bit recently, and I would like to see a little bit more volume to sustain a pump right now. If we had a nice amount of volume come in, I could see us going up and touching $10. Now, that is only contingent on a lot of volume. There is no other thing that says we're going to break out. We are going to the top of the falling wedge, and if we get rejected from that, I do, see a further pullback to about 559, which is going to be the bottom of this wedge. And if we actually do, we could even wick a little bit below, but I don't see it going anything much lower than that before we have a breakout and go back and touch the top, and if not, break out above that. So no matter what, I really don't think we're in the hot water for long-term price movements to the downside right now. We've already had a lot of that. I'm not saying it can't happen, because anything can happen. We can get pushed down further, but for right now, I have no reason to believe that. Let's get the RSI out here before we move, so that we can actually see what the volume is going to tell us about where we're sitting right now. And I like it. It isn't super bullish, but it's steady. It is doing good. It's bouncing off support. But the problem that I'm having with that, every time you hit a level, right, it weakens that level. Okay? So if we have another test of this level, it could go down. So we hit it 3 times, and it could break that median support right there, which is the average volume, basically. So for now, we don't have any reason to believe. It makes a lot of sense if we go down and touch this and use it as a catapult to break this resistance. It's called resistance for a reason, because it's holding us down, but it can be broken, and all it would take is a nice amount of volume. We're super undersold. We're at 34 on the RSI. Technically, it's not undersold. Oversold, I mean. Technically, it's not too oversold, because that would be below 30, but 34 is pretty low. So we're basically, oversold. Yeah, oversold, which means people are buying. So, now that is all. We're not going to look at the Bollinger, because these lines and the EMA 20 and the moving averages are going to be right around the same as the Bollinger. So we could look at that. I mean, it's not really going to give us a whole lot more information, except the median price, which we're probably touching right now. So yeah, let's look at it. Might as well. I mean, it will give us what is going on with that. I mean, sometimes I got to think, because I got to erase it and then bring the thing back out. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. Okay, so yeah, the Bollinger is basically where the EMA 21 is. So that is why I didn't really want to bring it out. I was pretty sure that was the case, and it is. So if we break out here, we go and we touch the EMA 21, which is the median, average price in the Bollinger, the middle price of the Bollinger, which would be a nice level to go up and test. And I don't think we're going to be breaking out of this unless, Bitcoin has a massive move to the upside, but we can make it to a $10, 9 something range and see where we go. Or we could have a further pullback down to, 5, but I don't see it, especially on the daily. We're so oversold already that I really don't see a further pullback all the way down here. I mean, we can go under. It can, it can happen, right? So yeah, but we were below it at that point when it happened, right? So normally we don't have big price movements to the downside when we're already above it. We have to break below it, and then that's when the big movements to the downside happen. When we break back above it, everything starts looking better. Even if we do go down a little bit, we touch it as support. So it's looking pretty decent. It's not looking the best. I can't tell you, yeah, we're going to have a nice breakout, but it is looking like it wants to do something. It does. Now, on the 4 hour is a little bit different story. We had a breakout, and this is what I didn't want to happen on the daily, but it could, break back down. And as you see, it touched it just, it broke out here. So we'll count that as kind of a 1, 2, and then the third time it broke down. So technically, really, it only touched it twice, but still, that's all it takes sometimes is two times it'll break down. So that one's already hit it 3 times. We need to be careful. But I'm really hopeful. The Bollinger right here is pretty helpful as well. When we broke below the Bollinger median, that's kind of when we had the bigger down. We don't have a lot of volume coming in though. That's the thing. This volume right here. So, and then the median price in the we're not really oversold on the 4 hour. So people are scooping it up a little bit on the 4 hour. Now on the 1 hour, on the other hand, it does look like we are going to test that median as well. And also the EMA 100 is right around there. So this could be a good thing if we start to turn bullish, right? Ooh, on the shorter time frame, we're coming up and we're touching the median and the Bollinger. And if we can break above it on the 30, we can break above it on the hour, then we can break above it on the 4 hour, then we can break above it on the daily, and then we can turn bullish. So, but for now, nothing. Now the 15-minute, same thing. It broke below. Now we're touching the bottom of the Bollinger, going up to touch this. So yeah. Okay, 5-minute, where are you? Yeah, so nope. I was getting hopeful on the 4 hour and then the 1 hour and then the 30-minute, the 15, the 30, 15, and the 5. They're all testing that middle. And so if we break above it on the 5, then we go look at the 15 and see if we can break above it. Then we look at the 30 and then the 1 and the 4 and then and that's how it will go. And you got to look at all of those in order to watch it break out, and then each one confirm or get rejected, right? So now on the 5-minute, we just broke above. That's good. If you look at the RSI, we just broke above the average price while we're pumping. So this is good. Even if we kind of go, which it doesn't look like it's going down, it looks like it might be going up a little bit. But even if we go down and test this, it might just go down for a second and then boom, maybe that'll be the catalyst to break it on the 5-minute. That would be good to see. Then we would go and look at the 15 and see if it broke above the median, the average price of the RSI. And if it did that, we're looking good. And then I would want to go to the 30-minute right after that. The cool thing about the 30-minute is we are already above it. We have had this bottom here and now have turned upwards. That is a good deal. We need to break above. Oh, we are just barely above the median. We just broke above. So that is really good. Then look at the hour. Now we're testing on the hour. So that is a definite bearish, candle, which is leading to a bullish candle. Because look at that beautiful wick, which means, right? See? Yeah. Oh, you don't believe me? Let's do it again. Yeah. That's what I like Japanese wick theory. It's not called that, but Japanese candle theory. Japanese candles. I don't know why I keep saying theory, but because it's not a theory, it's a real thing. So, but there you go. There you have it. Things could turn bullish. I'm very hopeful. Things are looking good. The signs are pointing for a reversal, but not 100% because there are some. You just can't tell right now. Let's go back to the 4 hour again because, like I said, the 30 minutes looking good. The smaller time frames have just broke above. Now we are below on the 4 hour as well. And we just got pushed down a little bit, which means the Bulls and the Bears are fighting right now. I would like to see the Bulls win right now. This is a crucial time for the Bulls, which means the people that want to see the price go up. This is a critical time. If we can break above this and beat them, this is a critical point in the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 15-minute, and if things happen, we could go down to 756 here on the 30-minute. We could go down to 742 on the 1 hour. We could go down to 7 736 on the 4-hour. And like I said, on the daily, all the way down to 5 something, which I don't think that's going to happen. So we might retrace down to like 730 something, possibly, the high 6s. I wouldn't like to see that, but that is definitely a possibility with everything that's happening right now. But if we get more volume in, we can stay above these levels, then I would like to see a pump to the upside. But I'm worried about these 3 hits right here. And if that takes another hit and goes under, we're going to have a pullback before any more blast off. But the good thing about that, if we do have a pullback, it's probably going to look like something like this. And I don't think we're going to break it, but we might go under it this time before a breakout. And that, if we do go down, that's what I think is going to happen. That is my theory. That's my prediction. I say we go up and we test $10 if we can get a breakout. Even if we don't get a breakout right now, the level I'm looking for is about $9 on the next breakout. And for a pullback, like I said, 7 something, maybe a high 6s, and the lowest about 577. So that is what I see in the internet computer right now and in the future. There's so many reasons that I am staking for the long term. I have turned my short term stake into longer staking. I'm trying to figure out, I haven't done my 8-year gang yet. I'm thinking about how much I'm going to do. That is it. Guys, you don't have to do it the first day. Gals too, because I have statistics that say both female and males watch my show. So thank you both. You have to have a plan, and it's hard to commit for 8 years. It really is. But if you have a plan and you're not just going, well, I'm just going to throw all my ICP in for 8 years and forget about it. Well, that's actually good. But if you're like, I'm going to put it all in there and then I'm going to worry every single day for 8 years until I get it out, please don't do that to yourself. Just know, don't put money in the market you can't afford to lose. That means staking as well. Don't use staking as a get-rich-quick scheme, or try to pay your rent and your cable, double your rent money or whatever. You don't do that, because then it'll just be a nightmare. I've had fun staking. I haven't worried about the price. So that's something I'm going to tell you right now. If I had my ICP in my wallet, I would have been worried, even though I believe in, this is someone who believes in the future of ICP and, not really too worried about the price. It would have affected me. That's just the way that it is. I know myself. I know how I am and how crypto can affect me like that. Like the graph, holding the graph. I did it. I held it, but it affected me, right? I didn't even realize really the ICP went down. I did, but it didn't affect me because it was staking. And I'm like, okay, well, I can just earn more. Now, if I could do that with the graph, I probably wouldn't be as worried either, because I'm collecting more graph. I believe in the graph for the future. What's the problem? Right? So that is why I think 2025, I'm going to stick to my between $100 and $200. I know that's a big area, but I want to say 200, but I'm going to go by how much Ethereum grew in that amount of time and how much Solana grew, and then fluctuate a little bit. And that's how you're going to kind of understand the true value of a crypto without, like having a crystal ball or something. You have to judge those things, and then we can look at the smaller price movements, and we can look at the volume and all of the indicators on the smaller time frames. When I trade, like right in the moment, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute are your best friends. When you're doing TA, you can go all the way down to those 5 minute time frames to see if a reversal is happening. So don't be afraid. Don't just look at the 30 minutes and the hour and the 4. Go down to those, 5 minutes if you need to see where the market's heading, or go to the 1 minute. Sometimes the 1 minutes jump all over and it might confuse you. So if that happens, just go to the 5 minute chart, and then then look at those indicators. Bring up your RSI, bring up your EMA. And if you don't know how to do that, shoot me a message and I'll walk you through it. Like, I will tell you exactly what buttons to press to get there. Like, I'm serious. I want you to succeed, but I want you to research and be smart about it as well. So, and that's the thing. I'm not just here to shill you ICP. That is not, I'm here to help you understand it, but I'm not here to just push it on you. Like, I don't care if you lose money, just buy ICP. You're not here to make money. Don't stake it. You just, buy it high and sell it low. No, man. I'm here to help you. I'm here to walk you through the processes that I had to learn, and a lot of it's experience that, like, you can read about it, but until you walk through the process, you can't really understand it. And so that's why my channel is so valuable, and you guys are going to want to stick around. We're going to have an ICP staking video that's going to be probably the best one that I'll put out. I'm going to put a lot more effort and time into it than I did all of the other ones, so that I can make it the last one and make it just a, something that I'm really proud of. Like, the other ones were okay, but I just want to make them better. You know what I mean? So now let's get to the chat, man. I'm sorry that I was going off there, but I just wanted to get that point out that, Internet Computer is more than just a number 36 crypto. It's a top 10 crypto waiting to be top 10. I mean, just look at Shiba, right? It went from who knows what all the way into the top 20. Look at Dogecoin, and they don't have any fundamentals. That's just community. Imagine if we built the ICP community as big as Doge community and the fundamentals of ICP. I mean, geez. Then we're going to talk about like a $10,000 ICP. And now in 8 years, I might have to do an 8-year gang prediction one of these days. That one I would be more leery to do, though, because I just probably would say too high. I would want if I did that, I would want your honest opinion from the audience to do that. So Bitcoin dropping to 28, we don't really have to worry about Bitcoin unless it drops below 25. And honestly, we really don't have to worry about it going much lower than 20. That I am going to call. And if I'm wrong about that, I will give one NFT away to a random subscriber. Not even joking. If Bitcoin goes below $20,000 within until the next bull run, I will give one NFT or one ICP away to one of you guys. Serious. Just a random subscriber that comments on one of my videos. So if you want free prizes sometimes, make sure you comment on a lot of my videos, because you never know when I'm just going to be like, hey, what's your ICP address? Ask some of my other subscribers right now. I do that. Like, I actually gave one of my subscribers an IC emoji and an IC birds. Just because I know he likes video games. He's been following my channel lately and for a while. So I like to take care of my people, man. You guys are my people. Now, I said I would give you guys a voice, but I also said I would not tolerate any foul language or hate speech. So I will be blocking people depending on the severity of what you say. You will get a warning first, but if you're mean or you bully anybody, that is immediate ban. We are building a safe community here where people can speak their mind. If you think ICP is a scam, I don't believe that, and it kind of makes me knot up inside when I hear people say it. But you can speak your opinion as long as you aren't using foul language and all of that. You're entitled to your opinion. ICP is not a scam, and I normally would erase something like that, but you're entitled to your opinion in a positive or appropriate way. And that's all I have to say about that. And most of you are really good about that. So most of you don't even have to worry about that. 0.52 ICP on KuCoin. Okay. I would just stack it up, my friend. Not financial advice, of course. You're good at stacking video games. Start stacking NFTs, man. Start stacking a little bit of ICP. Even if you can only, every video game you buy, say put like $5 into ICP. You don't have to put a lot. Just dedicate, like, say every time I buy a video game, I'm going to invest a little bit in ICP. That's what I would do. I'm not saying you to do that, but, or am I? I mean, I don't even know anymore. Like, what can I tell you? That I'm not telling you to go put money. I'm just saying if you have a goal, it's easier to split that goal, right? You're like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. But every time I do that, I'm going to do this as well. That way I'm buying, I'm getting what I want, but I'm also setting myself up for the future. And that's why it's really smart to have several different staking times with ICP, because you're setting yourself up for each step in the future. And do I say after 4 years just sell all your ICP and go away? No, that you might be able to sell your ICP, buy even more of it, if because you can, ride the waves of bull and bear markets. We kind of know that it ends right around November to December every time. It has every single time. So we know in 2025, right around November or December, that's it, right? So we'll have a peak, and then that's it. Historically, every single time. So it might be different, but that's what we're looking for, right? If it's happened like 3 out of 4 times, probably gonna happen the 4th one too. So, Google Play. Oh, Googly Play. I was like, no way, Google Play's here. What's up, dude? Googly Play. I love it. Ooh, it is good to branch out. Keep some liquid as well and don't overinvest. Hey, man, that was a good point. I need to put that on the screen because I did forget to say that. Keep liquid too, because you never know when you want to buy an IC emoji, NFT, DeFi, maybe lend and borrow. What if they integrate Bitcoin and you're like, I don't have any, I don't even have any ICP I staked it all. Then if you can't afford to buy more, then you're pretty screwed. So, but if you can, then you just buy more, but not everybody can. So yeah, I at least like to keep around 10 ICP liquid. That just means 10 ICP in my wallet that I can use, spend. You're always going to want to have a little bit of gas fees. It's so cheap. You could use one ICP for gas fees for probably a couple years. That's how, and you could do like 10 transactions a day. And it would take you like a year to spend a full ICP, 10 transactions a day. So it's definitely fun. That's a really good point to keep it handy, because you never know what opportunity could present itself, what project comes out, what offer comes out, like buy five NFTs and get 5 more, or you just never know. So that's a really good point. Always have liquid ICP. I'm going to start saying that more often too. So I got to give you credit for that. Definitely a good response. Is there more NFT games besides Icy Birds and Icy Emojis? Well, that's a question we need to ask the community right now. ICP community. My community wants to know, which is kind of your community too. I mean, we're all ICP community, but we want to know: are there more things like Icy Emojis and Icy Birds, like NFTs that are going to be play to earn? I know ICP Squad is an engage to earn. It's not a play to earn. You basically stay interactive on the social media. For you, Danny Empire Central, XDR0, since you're a content creator, you're going to want to utilize the Internet Computer DSCVR, which is like the Reddit, but on Internet Computer, which is completely decentralized. You're going to want to take use of District, which is the Twitter of Internet Computer, and promote your content there. And if you want to download a video directly on the Internet Computer blockchain, you can use DSocial, which all of these things are being built on the Internet Computer, which are going to offer a safer, more controlled way to be able to speak your voice and not be censored, unless it's unless it deserves to be censored. And then that's even going to be hard to do, unless it violates safety or something. But then we could all vote on it and have it change, right? And that's the cool part about governance. If something bad does happen, we can all go in and be like, hey, we need to fix this, vote on it. Boom. That's why I love governance tokens, because it's basically in our hands, decentralized. Everybody say, oh, ICP is centralized. No, it is working on becoming a fully decentralized platform, decentralized Web3. It is turning Web2 into Web3 as well as everything else it's doing. So, Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, crazy high. You are so handsome, ICP. Oh no, you did not just say that. That's funny. So I had to put this up here because that was really good. Googly play. Um, it doesn't mean go, get financial advice from these guys, but great point. Um, just be careful who you talk to in the chat. Not, lots of good people, but lots of scam artists out there. Hopefully, none in the chat today. Seems like everything's on the up and up, except for, I guess I'm handsome, ICP daddy. It's funny. Anyone else get spammed by random people asking for money? At least 5 of my original subscribers that I had all asked me for money in PM, and they all had like almost the exact same story, except for like they were all in different parts of the world supposedly. I didn't send money to them. I'm a nice person. I like to give and help people, but I can normally spot out a scam. Not always. Look what happened with Pup Doge. you know, I put $60 into Pup Doge. I normally don't put that. I like put $20 in an ICO. Normally, that's it. But I just thought Pup Doge was going to be something. But oh well. Do you or Dom have OF? I don't know what OF is. OF. Do I or Dom? I don't know Dom. I would like to meet Dominic Williams. That would be freaking awesome. I am a community builder for the Internet Computer, which means I received a grant. I don't technically work for them at all, but I am building, content for them. So I would love to have Dominic on the show. I might even see if I can't reach out to ICP Squad. He does some really good videos. Go check out ICP Squad on Twitter and YouTube. He only has like less than 2,000 subscribers. He's going to grow fast though. His videos get a lot of views, so I want to shout him out and go over there and subscribe to his channel, please, if you like ICP, because great. His name's Victor, and I only know that because I watch his videos, and that's what he says. Victor, ICP Squad. So go check out Victor. And I think it's Victor ICP Squad on Twitter, I believe. So yeah, and go follow me on Twitter. Renegade, Bitcoin Renegade with a 3 as the E in Renegade. You could look it up. That's the @ or it's bitcoinrenegade.icp on Twitter. Bitcoin Renegade on TikTok. You're definitely going to want to go over there. Because TikTok is a growing crypto community, and some of my videos do really well over there. So, and I want to grow the ICP community over there. So if you want to support the ICP community on TikTok, get over there. Let's make an ICP army on TikTok. Let's take over TikTok. ICP strong, baby. All right. I usually block on first sight, but one person got super personal with enough proof for me to say, yep, I'm helping her pull up. Yeah, so I mean, you can get a good feeling on people, and like if you want to help somebody, whether they're scamming you or not. Like I've helped someone I knew I was being scammed, but I did it because I knew it, and I knew I'm helping you. I don't care. I don't care. I said that before. Like I knew they were gonna come ask me for money. I knew they were scamming me, and in my mind I was like, I don't care. Whatever they ask me, I'm just gonna do it. And then who knows? They might have went and bought food for it with it. So, and normally nowadays, I basically don't give cash because I know what I would have done with cash when I was back in that. So I'll buy food for people, I'll buy stuff for people, but I will not enable anybody. So for the first part of my recovery, I still kind of enabled people a little bit, and I didn't feel good about enabling, and like, oh well, I'm clean, but I don't care what you do. No, that. It's just hard that way, and I'm not going to help somebody destroy themselves. So, yeah, that's why I have a couple of rules. Just because 9 out of 10 people are scamming you that ask for money, right? So, but people are going through hard times, and you can tell if someone's having a hard time. And sometimes it doesn't matter what the reason is, And I've heard stories that other people are thinking that way as well, especially in my church. So treat people good, some people are having a really hard time. And if you're having a hard time, I'm here for you. Our community's here for you. I have hard times sometimes. You guys have seen it. You've been with me through it. We've pulled through. Lately has been pretty great. Even with the, it took a long time for the Definity grant, but we stayed positive. We pushed through, didn't get negative. Our channel's been doing good. I don't feel like we're being attacked by anything. I just think everything is starting to be where it is. And a lot of that is probably my mindset as well. And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you just have to have the right mindset. I'm sorry I get all personal in these videos and stuff, man, but crypto's more than just, a currency. It is a form of connection for people. I've met some really amazing people. I went over and watched Crypto Wendy's video today. She did a collab with Tom Crown, Miss Teen Crypto, and gosh, some newer guy that I don't know his name. But if you want to check it out, it was on Crypto Wendy's video earlier today. And yeah, she had a new person on there. But yeah, I just really like her platform. After what happened here, if you were on my live stream, there was like some domestic violence that happened across the hallway, and I heard, help. And so I was like, if I hear it again, I'm calling the cops, right? Like, because I've heard that before, and then it stops. And so, I was like, if I hear it again, but then the cops came, and I was like, they're like, well, where's it coming from? And I was like, right there. I heard it, she's screaming. And anyways, it's just a bad situation. And so I am here, to advocate for anybody going through that kind of thing. And I don't know what I can really do, so if you guys have any suggestions on how to be proactive, in fighting that kind of thing, besides, getting in between people, because I will, but there's got to be, something we can do to, stop that kind of thing for good. But anyways, much love to you guys too, yo. Asking people for money when we earn it. ICB will reset next week. It will. No cheater on Icy Birds, so I make my effort to win. You still didn't play. What inappropriate comments? Oh. Okay, I thought you were talking to Danny. I was like, he didn't say anything. All right. So 2025 last thing, I think around 100 to 200 bucks. Right now, we could either go up and touch that $10, probably around $9 range. That's only if we get a breakout. The more likely scenarios, we go down to touch the lower sevens and possibly the high sixes, and possibly even down to five something and touch that bottom. I don't think we have to go all the way to the bottom of five. I would like to see a turnaround, but for right now, we have some resistance that we are facing, and it's looking, I mean, it's 50-50 right now, because some of it's looking good, and it all kind of depends on what's going to happen. So if I see a big price movement or something, I will, jump on and do a short, live or whatever, short or whatever I need to do. So, all right, guys, that being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang!